Mom, I'm in pain.
All I want is to be back where things make sense.
I'm upset! Is this what you want from me? Get the f*** out!
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. We always say when somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them, and we've been telling you for quite a while with a lot of evidence that the leftist movement is the minority in the country. It's about 25% of the nation that's actually really liberal, and they're all mentally ill. And it's been wonderful over the last couple of days to see that mental illness burst forth onto the internet and obviously prove that these people need help, okay? It's very, very conscientious and thoughtful thing that we are trying to bring your attention to this and prove to you that these people actually literally need psychological intervention.
I'm sorry! No! 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 Why? Why?
We pray for them, okay? We pray for them. This is why, by the way. Hey, lady, this is why. Kamala Harris has lost the popular vote by 5 million votes. Kamala Harris has lost the Electoral College by hundreds of votes. Kamala Harris lost every single swing state, and there are historic margins voting for President Trump in every single demographic. Not a single county went better for Kamala than it did for Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, this is America. Oh, yeah. And it is absolutely exciting time to be alive. Republicans won the Senate and the House. And ladies and gentlemen, they did so with young voters, which is always bad. The only actual voting block that Democrats had are plus 65 who still watch cable TV. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, there's a clip from cable TV that is so exciting, that is ping-pong balled into my timeline and makes me so remarkably happy. It's Greg Gutfeld finally going there. Speaking of like taking and speaking to younger audiences, Greg Gutfeld in his monologue last night, I can't believe this was allowed on Fox, but the way that he spoke and the jokes that he made were the kind of jokes that like get you viral on TikTok, that are the number one upvoted jokes in the comment section. They're learning. And on Fox News' airwaves, Greg Gutfeld says corporate media is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, man, this is how you actually win young people, as President Trump did. And this is the greatest monologue I've heard in the history of cable news TV. Here we go.
Totally get it. You're welcome. I did it. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Well, I don't know if you've heard, but Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States. Causing Joe Biden to ask who was number 46. The election was such a blowout, it sent shockwaves across Democratic strongholds all over. Bill Clinton is so distraught, he's flying his erection at half-mast. Hunter Biden was so shocked, he dropped both of his hookers. Jimmy Carter heard the news and said, "You kept me alive for this?" Jerry Nadler was so angry, he announced that he'll no longer be giving a courtesy flush. Doug Emhoff is so upset, he's now hitting on the ugly nannies. Ugh. After the election, Ilhan Omar was in such a state, she told her brother, "Not tonight, I have a headache." This morning, The View stomped their feet so hard they threw a shoe. Nancy Pelosi was so enraged by Trump's victory, her eyebrows moved to Canada. The news was so bad, Randy Weingarten has yet to come out of her toadstool. Admiral Rachel Levine is so defeated, she's announced she's taking a leave of absence to spend more time with her testicles. Hillary Clinton was so depressed, she actually considered killing herself for a change. Taylor Swift cried all night, which dropped her from a 6 to a 4. Mark Cuban's so despondent, he paused his transition into Rachel Maddow. James Carville is so miserable he could barely unhinge his jaw to eat his morning mouse. The outcome left Barack Obama so bitter he vowed to move back to Kenya. And finally, Michelle was so embarrassed she changed her name back to Mike.
This is the face of Libs watching that monologue. Yeah. This is Ella Emhoff, Kamala Harris's stepdaughter, sobbing as Kamala Harris gives her consolation prize to all of her fans. I still am not convinced that there are actually any Kamala Harris fans. They were all weeping together in what was some type of overly feminized therapy session. And it kind of shows you, like, well, who these people are. Could you imagine crying over Kamala Harris? Again, like, we want them to seek help. Could you imagine crying over the biggest muppet, the lowest IQ person to ever run for president in this country? Teary-eyed Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is literally crying. Well, I don't think these are actual tears. I think that Nancy Pelosi is just a lizard person who is trying to emulate the emotions of a human being. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of crying on national TV, Jimmy Kimmel. Here we go. Jimmy Kimmel, holding back tears, decided to give a mewling monologue last night, attacking, of course, you and me, the vast majority of America. This is why the guy's losing his show, because they are actually realizing how utterly out of touch that they are with the American people.
To be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science,
Literally crying.
for journalism, for justice, for free speech.
Oh.
It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
Oh, okay. Who exactly are you talking to, bro? You talking to this? Who are you speaking to? What does it feel like to understand that your worldview is held by maybe 20% of the country, at best? The vast majority of the country is laughing at you, glassy-eyed and teary-eyed. Jimmy Kimmel starts crying after his party lost, in case you thought the election couldn't get any better. I'm old enough to remember when Jimmy Kimmel was a comedian. This MFer is actually crying. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing but glory and America's golden age on the horizon. All of the right people are pissed. They're showing us who they are. They are deeply, deeply unhappy people. There was never any joy. There was never any support for Kamala Harris. They were never actually in charge. It was all a facade, and it's come down catastrophically and destructively and gloriously right now. And we are so, so very thankful to be living in this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, make America funny again. Bang on to Greg Gutfeld for that monologue. Took some stones to do that on 5. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.